In this video, I will be showing you how to assemble the dust cover module for the MBAR. This right here is the housing, and these two right here are the dust cover itself. If you noticed, I've split them up into two pieces so it doesn't hang as low when it's open. The first thing you're going to want to do is to tap this hole right here with an M4 0.7 threaded tap. These ball plungers are going to act as the detents to hold them closed and then allow it to open up when the weapon cycles. First thing you're going to want to do is insert it in. You can get it started with your fingers. And finish it up with an Allen wrench. Turn it counterclockwise to bring it inward. This will need to be adjusted later to get the optimal tightness against the housing. The next thing you're going to want to do is you put the torsion spring in. To do that, we put one of the roll pins inside of this part right here. The other side exists so that you can use a punch to push it out the other way when you want to disassemble this thing. Also, something I need to mention is I've crimped down some of these roll pins in a vise to reduce the amount of friction in them. Repeat this process for the second dust cover. All right, now that we've got the second dust cover finished, it's time to assemble the housing itself. This right here is the dust cover rod. The bolt carrier hits this, causing it to rotate, and then this part right here is what pushes the dust cover at the bottom open. This is the holder, and that's the hinge that it rotates on. So the first thing we're going to do is take a roll pin and partially put it into this hole. Next, we're going to put this spring into the rod. This is just the safety plunger spring in a Glock slide kit. This spring is necessary to keep it down so the bolt carrier is not constantly hitting it when the dust cover is already open. Simply push it in here until it goes into the hole inside of the housing. Line up the holes and then push the roll pin all the way through. If you noticed, in the second dust cover, I've used my Leatherman to cut some length off of the leg that sticks out up front to make room for the rod. Now, it's time to assemble this entirely. These roll pins have been crimped to reduce the friction a bit. You want to be careful not to crimp them down too much, otherwise they might fall out. And these are what's being used for the hinges, 2 for each dust cover. So just push that in. And do the same thing for the other side. If you noticed, these detents from the ball plungers are a bit tight, so we're going to need to adjust it. To loosen them, we're going to have to pull these inward a bit. Now that I've got those detents adjusted, you can see that when I pull the rod back, it forces both sides of the dust cover to open up. The text ejection port keep open is visible on either side when the dust covers rotate open. So regardless of the user being right or left-handed, they can always see this text. This spring right here keeps this thing down, so the bolt carrier will never touch it while the dust cover is open.